For more, let's bring in Gerald Storch. He's CEO of Storch Advisors, former Toys R Us chairman and CEO, and Imran Khan, co-founder and CEO of Verishop and former Snapchat chief strategy officer. Good to see you both. Gerald, these are storied household brands. I mean, Lord & Taylor goes back to, what, the 1800s? Brooks Brothers was 200 years old. Are they dead, or are they going to find buyers and new life?
Many of them are dead. Some of the brands will exist in some kind of licensing type of form. Most of them are gone. The reality is that many of these retailers focused on dress-up apparel, and that's simply not where the customer was even before the pandemic, and certainly they're not going out now. So it's like playing Cirque LaGuardia at 5 p.m. We haven't begun to see all the bankruptcies we're going to see in the apparel space. It's just devastating. Lord & Taylor was the oldest department store in the U.S., but they had the most acute case of the department store disease I think I've ever seen. They had no home department to speak of, so they were really focused on just apparel. Their customer was aging. It's where not just your mom shopped, but your grandma shopped, and millennials didn't want to go there. So that's what we're seeing. And it's only just begun. We have 2 to 3 times the retail square footage in the U.S. that we need.
Gerald, would these companies have gone bust over the next 3 to 5 years anyway? Or has COVID really been the make or break for them?
Well, in this, we're going to see 2 waves. In this first wave, these were companies that were going under anyway. That's what I really believe. They were yesterday's news. I mean, Taylor Brands does have a great wedding business, by the way, and so they might be able to come back on the basis of that. But most of these 25 or so major retailers have already gone bankrupt this year. They were apparel retailers that were doomed. But what's happening is we're seeing 1 to 2 years of bankruptcies. 5 to 10 years of bankruptcies contracted into just 1 to 2. There's going to be a second wave, though, next year. Watch for it. I'm telling you this. And these are companies that were much more stable before the pandemic, but they've used up all their financial flexibility just to get through. And these are even bigger companies, greater companies like, you got to watch out for a Macy's, for Nordstrom, for Kohl's, for Gap. They're meaningful companies that have run out of financial flexibility.
Well, so far they've been able to tap the debt markets and just add a little leverage. Imran, I'm wondering how you're watching all of this play out as someone who is trying to invent the store of the future, your e-commerce site, Verishop. How do you see the destruction of the U.S. department stores and some of these retailers? How do you take advantage and how do you see what went wrong?
Yeah, I think when we started Verishop, we always talked about it. E-commerce is only 15% of the market. It will be 50% of the market over whatever period it takes. And what we are really focused on is how can we bring inspiration and entertainment to the shopping. So if you download our iOS app, you will see that we're bringing a lot of video-based content, we're bringing a lot of entertainment-based content, and we're trying to inspire people. And through that inspiration, we're driving discovery and shopping. So that's what we're trying to do. We're bringing a new kind of shopping experience in our app.
Would you, Imran, ever want to buy one of these struggling traditional retailers, particularly if it comes at a very cheap price, or somewhat to the point that Gerald just made? Do you think these were very much wide of the mark anyway, regardless of COVID, and you have to start afresh, you have to design something totally new?
First of all, we're a very small company, so I don't think we can afford to buy anyone. But I think when there is a new world comes in, you have to think the world differently and you have to innovate. And I think, what missing in commerce right now is creating this digital mall where consumers can go find new product, being inspired, and shop from that platform and get the best-in-class convenience. Bringing the best of entertainment and discovery and marrying that with the convenience is missing in the commerce. And that's where we are so focused on right now and really trying to build a best-in-class experience there.
Imran, we have to ask you about what you think of Microsoft potentially buying TikTok as someone who used to help run Snapchat. How big of a threat is it for Snap? And you like the deal for Microsoft?
I think, one of the big reasons I created Verishop is that I fundamentally believe that we're very, very early on this digital evolution and the growth in the digital industry. And so I think you will see more competition in social media. I think you will see more competition in commerce. I think you will see more innovation in all of these areas. So I fundamentally never thought that the competition was low in this space. I know there are some companies that are doing really, really well. But one thing we learned in technology that over the years, we'll see continued innovation. So I think it's just another evolution of competition. And, I think Snap needs to continue to innovate. I think Facebook need to innovate. Ultimately, if you don't build great product that gives the best experience, you're not going to win. And I think, so I don't really focus too much on one acquisition versus others.
Gerald, just quickly pivoting back to the retail story, do you think commercial real estate prices are going to decline significantly over the next couple of years because of some of these bankruptcies?
Well, I think they're going to have to. We don't need as much retail real estate square footage as we have. Certainly, it's going to shift. We're going to need a lot more distribution space, I'll tell you that. Amazon was up 48% in the U.S. last quarter. So we're going to need a lot more DC space, that's for certain. But it's not the same place as where some of this retail real estate space is. And when we say commercial real estate, I don't think there's going to be demand for office space either, as people are going to work from home a lot more. So there is a big overhang on the commercial real estate market, both office and retail.
Gerald, Imran, great to see you both. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you for having me.